This man was surprised to find that the long-abandoned mailbox suddenly popped open by itself. When he opened it, he found a letter inside. There was no one around for several kilometers. So, where did this letter come from? What was even stranger was that, at the exact same time and place 2 years later, a girl stood by the mailbox, waiting for his reply. From the letter, he learned that the sender was named Lucy, the previous tenant of this house. She had moved out in a hurry and never changed her mailbox address. In the letter, the girl also explained that the box on the top floor and the dog paw prints on the front bridge were already there before she moved in, but when Jack went to the top floor, he didn't find the box she mentioned, and there were no dog paw prints on the bridge either. As described in the letter, he initially thought someone had filled in the wrong address, but the next morning, while he was painting the railing of the wooden bridge, a dog suddenly passed through the middle of the bridge. As he was about to shoo it away, he noticed something strange about the dog's paw prints on the ground. At that moment, he was overcome with fear, so he went back to the mysterious letter he had thrown away and wrote a reply to the girl. But what he didn't know was, as the letter was thrown into the mailbox, the wheel of fate began to turn. 2 years later, today, Lucy was chatting with her mother in the square, but across the street, a car accident happened. As a doctor, Lucy quickly ran over to help. However, despite her efforts, she couldn't save the victim. What was strange was that, although she was used to life and death, she felt an overwhelming sense of guilt and pain. Her supervisor noticed her abnormal behavior and arranged for a short vacation for her, hoping she could adjust her emotions. While visiting a park, she unknowingly found herself back at the place where she once lived. It was here that she found the reply letter from Jack. "Miss Lucy, I received your letter, but there seems to be some misunderstanding. This is my own house, and I haven't rented it out to anyone. I think you might be referring to the house on the other side. I'm also curious about the dog paw prints you mentioned." But when the girl saw that the date on the letter was 2004, she wrote him another letter, confirming that she had indeed lived in the lakeside cottage and had not mistaken her current address. At the end of the letter, she emphasized that the current date was not 2004, but 2006. However, Jack didn't believe her at all, thinking it was just a prank. So, when he was chatting with his brother, he told him about the situation. At his brother's suggestion, the two of them went to the address mentioned in the letter, but it was under construction, and there was no community as described in the letter. Thus, he was convinced that the girl had made a mistake with the time and address. But to prove she was not wrong, Lucy dug out a photo from 2 years ago. The date on it was April 3rd, 2004. She then told Jack that on this day, 2 years ago, there had been a heavy snowfall, and many people had caught colds because of it. Seeing the letter, Jack thought this claim was absurd. How could it possibly snow in April? Furious, he threw the letter aside. However, just as he turned toward the window, he was stunned to see that the heavy snow Lucy had predicted miraculously began to fall. At that moment, Jack could only that the girl he had been courting really be from 2 years in the future. Thus, two people from different times and spaces, connected by a house and a mailbox, magically began a conversation that transcended time and space.